The year is 1178. A 9-year-old boy stands alone on the Mongolian steppe. His father is dead. His tribe has abandoned him. And winter is coming. Most children in his position would not survive. This one would go on to conquer half the world. His name at birth was Temujin. You know him today as Genghis Khan, the most feared conqueror in human history. He built the largest land empire the world has ever seen. His armies rode from the Pacific Ocean to the edges of Europe. Entire cities disappeared from the map because of him. But here is what most people do not know. Before he was a conqueror, he was a victim. Before he commanded millions, he had nothing, not even his freedom. This is the story of how one boy, born into poverty and abandoned by everyone, changed the course of human history forever. Temujin was born around 1162 on the vast grasslands of Mongolia. His father, Yesugai, was a minor tribal chief, not powerful, but respected. Life on the steppe was hard. There were no cities, no walls, no safety. Mongol tribes fought each other constantly. For horses, for food, for survival. When Temujin was around 9 years old, his father took him to find a bride. This was the Mongol tradition. Boys were promised to girls from other tribes at a young age. His father found a girl named Borte. She was kind. She was strong. Temujin liked her immediately. He left his son with Borte's family, as was the custom, and rode home alone. He never arrived. On the way back, Yesugai stopped to eat with a group of Tatars, an enemy tribe. They poisoned him. By the time Temujin returned home, his father was dead. He was 9 years old. He was now the man of the family. In Mongol culture, a chief's power died with him. Without Yesugai, there was no reason for anyone to follow his family. One by one, the families of the tribe packed their animals and rode away. They left Temujin, his mother Hoelun, and his younger siblings completely alone. No food, no protection, no future. Hoelun was extraordinary. She refused to give up. She fed her children by digging roots from the frozen ground and catching small animals in the river. Temujin watched his mother fight every single day just to keep them alive. It was a lesson he never forgot. But survival on the steppe alone was nearly impossible, and things were about to get much worse. When Temujin was around 11 or 12, a rival clan called the Taikyut attacked his family. They captured Temujin and put a wooden frame around his neck, a device used for slaves and prisoners. He was their property now. For months, Temujin lived as a slave. He ate scraps. He slept on cold ground. Every day was a humiliation. But Temujin was not broken. He was watching. He was learning. He was waiting. One night, he saw his chance. He knocked his guard unconscious with the wooden frame around his own neck. Then, he ran into the darkness and hid in a freezing river for hours. A man from a rival family found him, and instead of returning him to the Taikyut, he hid Temujin in his home. He gave him food. He gave him shelter. He gave him a horse. Temujin escaped. He had lost everything twice, but he was still alive. And for Temujin, being alive was enough to begin again. Temujin returned to his family. He was a teenager now, but he had the eyes of a man who had seen too much. He remembered Borte, the girl his father had chosen for him years ago. He traveled to her family and claimed her as his wife. Vert's family gave him a wedding gift, a beautiful black sable fur coat. It was a small thing, But Temujin used it brilliantly. He rode to a powerful warlord named Togrul, an old friend of his father. He gave Togrul the coat as a gift and asked for his protection and alliance. Togrul accepted. This was Temujin's first political move, and it worked perfectly. He was learning that power was not just about fighting. It was about relationships, about loyalty, about making the right alliances at the right moment. But just as Temujin began to feel safe for the first time in years, disaster struck again. A large raiding party attacked his camp while he was away. They took his horses, they burned his home, and they took Bertay. His wife was gone. For most men on the steppe, losing a wife to raiders was simply the way of life. You grieved. You moved on. Temujin did not move on. He gathered every man he could find, including his alliance with Togrul, and hunted down the raiders. The battle was fierce, but Temujin won. He found Bertay and brought her home. This moment changed everything. Word spread across the steppe. Temujin was not a man you could steal from. He was not a man who accepted defeat. Warriors began to join him, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. In Mongol society, you followed strength, and Temujin was the strongest thing on the steppe. As his army grew, Temujin did something radical, something no Mongol leader had done before. He broke the old rules of tribal society. In traditional Mongol culture, when you defeated an enemy tribe, you killed the leaders and absorbed the rest based on their birth rank. Temujin did the opposite. He promoted soldiers based on ability and loyalty, not on the family they were born into. A man who showed courage in battle could rise to become a commander, even if he came from nothing. This created an army of deeply loyal soldiers who believed in their leader completely. He also created a strict code of law, the Yasa: no stealing, no kidnapping of women, religious freedom for everyone. These were revolutionary ideas on the steppe. Tribes that had fought each other for generations began to unite under one banner. By 1206, Temujin had done the impossible. He had united all the Mongol tribes, something no one had achieved in centuries. At a great gathering called the Kurultai, the tribal leaders gave him a new title. They called him Genghis Khan. It meant universal ruler. Genghis Khan now ruled the Mongol steppe. But the steppe was not enough. To the south lay China, the richest, most powerful civilization on earth. To the west lay the Islamic world, cities of gold, armies of hundreds of thousands. Genghis Khan looked at his warriors. Then he looked at the horizon. And he gave the order to ride. What happened next shocked the entire world. The Mongol army was not the largest force ever assembled, but it was the most disciplined, the most mobile, and the most terrifying. Mongol soldiers could ride for days without stopping. They communicated across vast distances using a relay system of riders. They used psychological warfare, sending messages to cities before they arrived. Surrender now, and you will be spared. Resist, and nothing will remain. Many cities surrendered without a single arrow being fired. Those that resisted learned a brutal lesson. In 1215, Genghis Khan captured Zhongdu, the capital of the Jin dynasty in northern China. The city had a population of over 1 million people. It was one of the greatest cities in the world. it fell to the Mongols. Then Genghis Khan turned west. The Khwarezmian Empire, a vast Islamic empire stretching from Persia to Central Asia, made a fatal mistake. Its ruler, Shah Muhammad, executed Genghis Khan's trade ambassadors. This was not just an insult. In Mongol culture, killing an ambassador was the greatest possible offense. Genghis Khan's response was total and absolute. His armies swept through the Khwarezmian Empire like a storm. The great cities of Samarkand, Bukhara, and Merv, cities that had stood for 1,000 years, were destroyed. Millions of people died. The world had never seen destruction on this scale. But even at the height of his power, Genghis Khan remained the boy from the steppe. He slept in a simple jur, a traditional Mongol tent, just like his soldiers. He ate the same food as his men. He promoted the generals he trusted, regardless of their background. He never forgot where he came from, and he never forgot the lessons his mother taught him on those cold, hungry nights when the whole world had abandoned them. Survival, loyalty, never give up. Genghis Khan died in 1227 at approximately 65 years of age. The cause of his death remains a mystery to this day. By the time he died, the Mongol Empire covered over 24 million square kilometers. It stretched from Korea in the east to the Caspian Sea in the west. His sons and grandsons continued his conquests, eventually controlling nearly a quarter of the entire world's land surface. No empire in history has ever been larger. But the legacy of Genghis Khan is deeply complex. His campaigns caused the deaths of an estimated 40 million people, perhaps 10% of the world's entire population at that time. Entire civilizations were erased, libraries burned, cities that took centuries to build were gone in days. And yet, under Mongol rule, the Silk Road became safer than it had been in centuries. Trade flourished. Ideas moved freely between East and West. Religions were protected. Merchants were welcomed. Some historians argue that the Mongol Empire accelerated the exchange of knowledge that eventually led to the Renaissance in Europe. The same man who destroyed cities also connected the world. This is the contradiction at the heart of Genghis Khan. He was a product of a world that was brutal and unforgiving, a world that tried to destroy him from the moment he was born. He survived that world. Then he reshaped it completely. Perhaps the most powerful thing about Temujin's story is not how much he conquered. It is how many times he was knocked down and how many times he got back up. Abandoned at 9, enslaved at 12, robbed of his wife, betrayed by allies. Every time the world said, "This is the end," he found a way forward. History remembers him as Genghis Khan, the conqueror, but he began as Temujin, a hungry boy on a cold steppe, with nothing but the will to survive. And sometimes, that is enough to change the world. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed learning English through History Today, please subscribe to EraSpeak. Every week, we bring you a new story, a new world, a new lesson, a new piece of history told in clear, natural English. The next story is already waiting for you. We will see you there.